How's it going, guys? Mask here. Now today we're jumping into the Renta Advent Scary Smiler. It's a 3-star Advent dungeon. It's going to drop you the Renta, an SR Advent hero. So this is going to be useful for getting your 4th, 5th, and 6th purple stars on your SR units. And your SSR units will use this guy here to get your 3rd and your 4th purple star. So really important for progressing your account. This is mid-game at its finest to late game, you know. But let's pull this up. Party info here. Bringing along Red Hood Scarlet is going to increase all allies attack by 100%. This is literally an insane buff, and Scarlet is a super easy hero to get your hands on. By now you should have collected multiple of her. You should be holding on to a lot of those SRs too. Certainly at least one copy of every one, because you're going to need them for tons of dungeons like this. Jess increases all allies poison immunity by 100%. Now this is nice, but poison isn't the worst thing in this dungeon. And increase all allies accuracy by 80% if Xenon's in the party. Now the accuracy buff would actually come in useful, quite useful, because Renta gets a giant evasion buff in the 3rd wave. So the actual end boss gets a huge evasion buff. But I'm not putting him in my party. I don't know if I have him, and I don't know if I would if I did. Let's quickly take a look here. Now Renta does super bonus damage to water, grass, and he does super bonus damage to water and grass units. Obviously, fire is going to be the one of the most important things to bring along with us. We're gonna have, obviously I'm gonna bring Morrigan. Now I'm just trying to think of how I want my Rue to be situated. Let's take a quick look and see if there's a friend, what kind of friends I got to borrow. This is when you're clearing Advent dungeons, especially if it's content you haven't done before. This is a huge part of it. You can bring people along with you, but I guess for this first part I won't. I'll do it. We'll do it solo. My best units to bring along here are certainly going to be Morrigan. We're gonna go Electra. Now Ruby gets one shot by the final boss. Kane's damage is going to be very useful though. Let's bring him 3, and then I guess I'll finish this off with. I still kind of want to go Ruby Rue here. Oh no, Ruby. And then Ruby Rue. That's perfect. So 1, 2, 3. Now there's a reason I'm putting a little bit of attention into the order that I'm building this party with, and I'll go over that in the first wave. It's gonna be very important. Now to quickly go over the stats of my heroes, something I've adapted because of your suggestions in the comments. It was a great idea. This will let you guys know, give you an idea of just how strong my team is, and compare it to yours when you're trying to like build your team up to be able to clear this dungeon. I'm gonna go quick. You can pause to really take a closer look at the stats. So we have details. Here's the overall stat page. Here's my rune page. You can see the sets, the stats. You can decipher what my substats are by the equipped rune stats. Here is the list of hero talents. Most of my hero talents you can see featured in my hero review videos as well. Most of my heroes on this team I've managed to make reviews about. Here's Electra. Obviously you can see her stats there. We have her main stat page, her runes, her talents, and that's good. Over to Kane real quick. We got Kane's main page here. We have his complete stat page, the runes, the buffs they're giving, and the talents I have chosen on him. Here's Ruby. Ruby details. We have her stat page, her runes, her hero talents, and that'll do. And of course, Rue. One of the most consistent additions to any Advent team. Here's her stats. Here's the runes I have on her hero talents. And there it is. That's the team. Let's go ahead and jump into this dungeon. Now, loading into this first wave, it's actually quite an interesting wave. It's the most mechanical first wave I've seen in a dungeon. Now, these smaller snakes have a very small health pool, but their buff is actually something called Neutralizer. Allows an enemy's revival upon death. Because these other snakes, the ones that haven't moved yet, envenomation, Prevents all enemies from reviving upon death. So when you kill these two big snakes, every person on your team is going to receive an abnormal, it's an abnormal effect debuff, and it's going to prevent them from being able to revive. But killing the smaller snakes randomly cures one person on your team. So you want to kill the big ones first, and then kill the small ones after, and then counterattacks, multi-attacks, things like that are going to screw you up. But if you have someone like Rue, who can grant people on your team immunity to abnormal effects, it's actually going to counter these snakes' ability to actually put the debuff on you in the first place. So that's why I take good care in picking the order I arrange my team in, because she can, Rue's skill 2, which does this effect, can apply it to 3 people. But they got to be beside each other. It's a cleave effect, basically. So I'm going to go ahead and defend until I get her up now. We're going to protect Electra, Morgan, and Kane. I have Rue over at the far end because there's really no point in protecting her, because she's the only one that can revive. So if she dies, well, no one's going to revive her anyway. And, I mean, at this point, if I attack with Electra, yeah, it's going to kill one of the cures. Oh, well. And there we go. As you see, the only ones that receive the debuff are Ruby and Rue now. Rue can take out the other one. Ruby and Rue are still the only debuffed people. And then unfortunately, it's not guaranteed you're ever going to get all 5 revivable, because it's random. The one of 5 people on your team that gets cured, but keeping 3 important units revivable is probably going to be good enough. Now, like any other boss of any sort, you want to use your skill 1s when you start fighting them. Now, you guys are probably familiar with this boss. You'll have come across him in the story mode. He's actually quite annoying. He was one of the harder bosses for me to clear when I was just progressing through the story mode. When I first started off, the poison he starts stacking on your team is really aggressive, and he has an AoE attack that really it just hits pretty hard. But you want to save your... I still could have done a skill 1 there probably, but that's good, perfect. Save your skill 2s for finishing them off. Every boss seems to enrage around with about a third of their health left and just start hitting harder, doing their AoEs more. And here's the thing I totally forgot to prep us for, and I had enough time to do it as well. Renta, when you enter the 3rd wave, Renta starts off by hitting you with an enraged attack. It's gonna and it hurts. It's gonna kill. If we look at his buffs, he does critical damage to wind and dark enemies. Oh, that was the other element, dark, and of course I brought Kane. I should have brought my Demos. Anyhow, mistakes were made. We figured it out together. But what I should have done is used Electra's skill 2. It's one of the main reasons I have her in here. Or Demos. I would have had both of them. Both of them are fantastic. You can use Demos skill 3, Electra's skill 2 as you're entering this boss fight. And it helps you out by dodging the large majority of his... Well, and everybody except the person who gets the final blow, because they're removing their buffs by doing so, from his enrage at the beginning of this wave. Not that it mattered, because... Ruby and Kane pretty much would have got one shot by him anyway. I actually need to keep... Oh, this is awkward. No, we'll keep them up. She's currently protected by Electra. Oof. He just buffed himself. Doesn't matter. Morgan managed to get... So, I think it's about 70k. Renta enrages and starts applying a bunch of buffs to himself. He gets... Guaranteed to counterattack, causes attack to have the penetration effect, and increased evasion. And his increased evasion is quite a lot. He evades the large majority of your attacks after he gets this buff up, which makes it really frustrating to try to hit things like Morgan's ult or skill 3. Hoping I can catch him attacking this turn, and then we have one attack where the buffs should be down. But the guaranteed multi-strike just is enough times to continue to hit home and actually get it cleared. And that is a Sierra, only a rare. Okay, so go ahead and actually I'll pop back to the lobby real quick. Obviously we want to take Kane out of the team. He did just about nothing. Advent should be a couple scrolls down. Here we are. pop Kane out. Let's throw Demos in. Now, Ruby's going to get pretty much straighty limbed automatically every round. But my Mary, she's just awkward. She's not going to help much either. And yeah, I like it. I'll take Demos. So we're reviving Demos because he can help keep Rue healed. Now it's awkward because he does bonus damage to Dark and Wind. He is Wind, therefore he naturally does bonus damage to Demos because he's water. So this is hardly going to be better, but it's at least going to be slightly better than Kane, who's sort of just instant dying. We'll see if Demos is any better. And what Demos has to offer to your team as well is his skill 3, which allows you to dodge that Enrage when you get into the third wave. We'll go ahead and focus down these buffed, the snakes that give out that instant death debuff again. Gotta defend with all these cleaving attacks. I want to try to keep these snakes alive. Although, I mean, the reality is it really doesn't matter with my current team setup because I have Rue. But if I didn't have Rue and I couldn't grant that abnormal status immunity to my team, it's really important you do this in the right order then. Because you want to actually get 3 of your members cured. I'm going to make my 3 important members immune, so like the cure doesn't matter a whole lot to me. I'm going to pass on her. Rue. Oh, I got to get to Rue now, actually. I'm ready to kill, so Rue's got to use her skill too. There we go. Now, all 3 are of abnormal status immunity, and there goes the first one down. Second one there. Now we're going to have 3 shots at getting our Ruby and our Rue cured. Rue wouldn't be too bad. I would like her to get cured because she still stands a chance at Demos reviving her, and Ruby got cured by that one dying. Rue did not get cured there, and we'll see if she does with that. Neutralizer! I did see it just pop up onto Rue. So my whole team got cured, and we managed to get through the first wave without anybody having the 0 revive debuff. There she is, the Neutralizer. Is that actually a buff that stays on her? Neutralizer cannot be removed, 0 turns remaining. Neutralizes poison. Interesting, it also neutralizes poison for a turn. Now, I like to make sure I'm always... clearing this boss, I always like to make sure you're using everyone's skill 1. Your first skill, and then burst them down from like 1/3 left. That's when he... I'm pretty sure he does like a soft enrage, like most mid bosses do. Maybe it's not, it's always sparked by dialogue, so maybe he doesn't. This boss is just quite annoying. He does a lot of damage. Actually, I would assume this is the equivalent of his enrage. He's now slamming his hammer, and that most certainly looks like he's ready to do a lot more damage than before. There, yes, this attack hits you like 5 times. So it is sort of like your classical mid-range damage-wise. And 207 left. Wow. Okay, so Rue's gonna be the one to move us on. That's not terrible. She's got I think she still has that natural shield on, so she should soak up some of this enrage. But because I had Demos skill 3 on my team, Electra's skill 2, 4 out of 5 of my members are not gonna take damage from this enrage. Evade, 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 no damage taken. Beautiful. So this is the perfect way to move on to the final battle. I should have used Ruby's skill 3 there, most likely, just because chances are she's about to die from his first attack, because he does crazy damage to her. And a new debuff I want to get rid of. Nope. Oof. He tried to heal himself, and it just hurt. It hurt lots. All right, Ruby survived. That's good. I'm still going to heal... Still going to heal these 3. Morgan's more important to keep healthy. 99. I hit him with an ult now. What's our turn order? So we're going Rue, Demos, Renta, Morgan, Electra, Renta. I would imagine it's Ruby, Rue, Demos at most. So Renta's going to get to attack before Morgan if I hit him with a super hard attack. So we want to keep him from enraging for a second still. Now with Electra's going, it should be Actually, it's supposed to be... Oh, did Morgan not get to go? What? Interesting. The end rage has happened now. Oh, and then there's Morgan. Okay, that ended up perfect. And she managed to burst him from 72. Nice. He was debuffed. She had her buff up. There you go. Perfect. So you bring him right down to the end rage. You gotta pay attention to the turn order. But chances are you're not gonna burst him down quite as easily. And we got him to drop. Fantastic. I need more SSR Advent heroes. But there's your mechanics on the dungeon from start to finish. The first wave, definitely the most mechanical first wave I've seen from any dungeon, really. Like, even the hard SSR dungeons, the first wave's typically just, like, annoyingly strong units. This is, like, permanent revive debuff on your entire team. And chances are, your first time through, my first 3 times through, I didn't even realize there was a mechanic in that first wave. I honestly just killed them all, hit them with an AoE, the 3 small snakes died immediately, and then I get to the final boss, and it wasn't even until I was fighting Renta that I realized I wasn't able to revive someone. Someone died on his end rage when I got into the final battle, and I was like, huh? Why can't I revive them? I had to, like, go back, take a closer look, figure out what's going on. But it's not the hardest. It's definitely not the easiest 3-star Advent dungeon. This one I did actually have to sit down and start investing some gold into my runes, fix the talents up on a lot of my heroes, and of course I have Morgan and Rue and Electra, which are 3 units that are fantastic for this dungeon. Oh, you know who I forgot to put in, and we talked about it. I didn't put in Scarlet into the party. If you guys have made it this far, please remember Scarlet. What this party of mine should have looked like, and it would have made this way easier, is probably drop Ruby altogether, just because of the boss fight, mechanics around her. Demos, I actually really liked. Boom, throw Scarlet in. Morgan, Electra, Demos, Scarlet, Rue. 100% attack buff on everybody. We would have blown them sky high. You guys have Scarlet. Put her in this. You basically just saw me, even though I have like a really good hero lineup for this dungeon, you pretty much just saw me cleared in hard mode because I didn't use the freebie Scarlet. Double your entire team's attack. Not to mention, if you actually invested in Scarlet, not the most suggested thing to do, but if I look at her real quick, is she a single target nuker? She is, so not the worst hero to invest in. You could bring her up to level 60. She probably has some decent talents. I'll take a look at those at another time, but she's worth bringing along at level 1, just for that 100% attack buff on everyone on your team. Don't forget that. But thanks for checking this out, guys. Hopefully you're able to clear the Renta Advent Scary Smiler, just because there's some more farmable SRs for you. Available attempts 3. Oh, right, because I've done it twice. Okay, I'm like, looks weird. But thanks for checking this out. Grab my Facebook and my Twitter from the description down below. Love for you to say hi. Just keep in touch. It's how you're gonna know when new content's coming out, when you can catch me live on Twitch. And yeah, as always, check out the top link in the description down below for a link to install BlueStacks on your computer. I played this game on BlueStacks, what it looks like right here. So take advantage of your computer's better processing power, way better graphics, and of course, save your cell phone batteries. Games like this just fry your battery all the time and really just shorten its lifespan as well, which sucks. But thanks for checking us out, guys. Smash that subscribe button on the screen and stay classy.